Hi, good afternoon, and welcome to Indian Business Portal Seller Meetup. I can see members have started joining in. So good afternoon and a warm welcome to all the members. So I can see a number of members are joining in. Good afternoon. I can see a lot of a few members have already started interacting. That is a very wonderful thing. So now what we'll do is we'll wait for a few minutes for other members to join in and to let them settle down, and then we'll get started with the session. However, we'll still utilize this time. So hi, Malvika, welcome.
Hi Adnan. Hi, all the viewers today. So nice to meet all of you.
Wonderful. And I was just about to suggest everyone that as we are here, and this is also a platform where we have a number of business owners. So this is also a very good networking opportunity, and let's also utilize this opportunity. So to network amongst ourselves, you may be able to find a prospective buyer or a supplier in this event. So let's use that opportunity, and I am suggesting it. So I'll also take the initiative. I'll share my details with everyone. And so I'm just sharing my details as an introduction. And if you want, you can definitely feel free to connect with me. So I've just chatted my details, and I also suggest everyone, if you can also share your details in terms of what is your organization name, from which city you're joining in, what are your contact details, what products and services do you offer. And if you have an online store, I strongly suggest that you should also list it out here. Malvika, are you aware who's joining us from the Feo team so that I can promote them as
yes,
panelists?
Pratik will be there. Just let me check if he's joined.
Sure. And as we are waiting for other members to settle down, there's also one very important and interesting announcement that I would want to share with everyone. That is, today we'll be doing a giveaway. So stay tuned, stay back till the end. That's where I will be sharing with you. You can avail of a very wonderful giveaway that we'll be doing in today's session. So I'll request and suggest everyone, please stay back till the end of the webinar. So I can already see a number of members are sharing their details. That's really wonderful. And this is where you just not only share the details in the chat, you also look out for the details that other members are sharing, because you, as I said earlier, you might be able to find a prospective buyer or a supplier here. So keep the lookout on, and try networking with other business owners who are present here. Sorry, Malvika, you were saying something.
Yeah, I was saying that nice that you told everybody about the giveaway today. I just wanted to mention that it will add a lot of value to your business. So stay tuned till the end of the session, where we'll tell you how you can win it and what it entails for you. And like Adnan said, it's the best opportunity to network with each other currently. We will start the session shortly, but having said that, let's just get to know each other first.
Right. So I can see Pratik has also joined. I've just requested him to join us as the panelist.
So Pratik is from Feo, Federation of Indian Export Organizations. Feo and GlobalLinker together have come up with this portal, Indian Business Portal, and it's so nice to have all of you here today.
Wonderful. Hi, Prateek. I can see you have also joined. So further, I think Prateek is wanting to say something. So quickly, for the reference of members who have joined in a little late, so we are just waiting for a couple of minutes for other members to also join in, and then we'll get started with the session. And I think everyone is equally excited about this event. I'm extremely excited to interact and connect with business owners, any opportunity that I get. But I think everyone is excited to join this session and understand more about Indian Business Platform. How can you join the Indian Business Platform? How can you create your online store to join Indian Business Platform, and how it can benefit you in your export business? So that's where one of the things that we have requested or suggested to the members, as we are waiting for other members to join in, is to share your details, your business details, so that other members can also connect and network with you. We all have heard this quotation or saying very frequently, that your network is your net worth, and this is where you also have an opportunity to network with other business owners. So I think it is 4 or 5 p.m. and Malvika and Prateek, if you're okay, we can now start the session.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. So to start the session, I was thinking of giving the audience a quick glimpse of Indian Business Portal. But before I do that, before I start sharing my screen, I just wanted to ask the members if you have already created your online store. So if you can share the link in the chat, or you can also raise your hand, so that we can understand how many members are joining us today who have already created their stores. So I can see number of members who have created their stores is counting. So I can see 10 already, 10 hands already. So yeah, so wonderful. I can see about there are 10 members who have created their online stores already. Wonderful. Nice to have you here. And for other members, you are definitely excited and interested to understand how you can join this wonderful platform called Indian Business Portal. So we'll get started now. And for these 10 members who have already created their online stores, I'll request them if you can also share the links of your online store in the chat. That will be really wonderful. And now I'll start sharing my screen, and we will get started with today's meetup.
So while Adnan just shares his screen, I just wanted to tell all our participants today, please use this session to address any queries that you may have. Use the Q&A section to send any questions. Don't wait till the end of the session. Prateek and I will try to answer them then and there, or we will also, for the benefit of everybody else, have them live answered by Adnan towards the end of the session. But feel free to keep it an interactive session. That's the way we all will benefit from this. Over to you, Adnan.
Thanks, Malvika. That was a very important point. Yeah, Prateek, please go ahead.
Yes, sorry to interrupt you. Before going to the Indian Business Portal, I just wanted to discuss with everyone, because today I'm really happy that there are the 10 participants who have already come up with their store, and this is a good number of engagement which we have today. The objective which I want to discuss about the what is an Indian Business Portal, what is the role of Feo. So quickly, I just wanted to share that the Feo, Federation of Indian Export Organization, is an apex body which is promoting exports from India. So why we have created this platform? So just wanted to share that we 2 years or 3 years before we found that there is a requirement of the visibility, the global visibility of Indian exporter is very much required. Many of them have complained that all the portals like Alibaba and other platforms, they are promoting the local suppliers but not the Indian suppliers. So we sign and we invite the GlobalLinker as a technology partner to develop a platform where we can showcase all the Indian exporters and those industry stakeholders, those companies who are not in exports, but after sometimes they can enter into the exports and they can come up, they can enter into in international market. So the objective is that first to bring you on a digital platform to understand your profile. Because see, if I go to the individual stores, individual websites, I may not able to understand that who is the competent supplier for my product. As a foreign buyer, I'm more interested to get the Indian suppliers uniform visibility. So I need the manufacturing, the details, company, when it was formed, what are the products. So I wanted to have that all information in uniform way. So that is why in the we have created the Indian business portal, where all the Indian supplier, whether you are into exports or not, whether you are a local supplier, you are dealing in local trader, you will be having your one e-commerce store. And that e-commerce stores we are integrating under the one roof, that is Indian business portal. And that is our responsibility, that is Feo's responsibility, that we are promoting this Indian business portal in international market. So foreign buyer can come on this particular platform and they can interact with you, they can schedule meeting with you. So I think Adnan will give you all the details of that features. But the objective is that we wanted to meet the requirement of local goes global. So we wanted to ensure that each local products, whether it is coming from the farming community, artist community, or the SMEs, all of them get the global visibility for their product. And this is the best platform to showcase your product. So this is an exclusively session for those sellers only who have already created their store, and they are either facing in their problem in terms of showing their product, uploading the images. So Adnan will answer that. Thank you so much. Adnan, over to you.
Thank you, Pratik, for the valuable inputs. And I can see there was one comment that I can see that one member was mentioning that the audio is little low. So I just want to confirm with everyone if the audio is adequate, you can hear us properly.
I can hear you very well.
Yes, absolutely. Mr. Baldeep Singh, if you could just rejoin, I think that should be good because everybody's confirming.
Right. Okay. Thanks everyone for confirming. Now let's quickly get started with this session here today. So now I'll start sharing my screen, and firstly we'll have a quick look at a video about Indian Business Portal, and then I'll explain how you can join Indian Business Portal. That is, how can you create an online store and then you can join Indian Business Portal. And while I'll be explaining that, I'll also explain how can you upload products. So that will be part of the online store creation process explanation only. So in next few seconds, you'll start seeing my screen, and then we'll get started with today's session. And as I mentioned earlier, that the objective of this session is to give answers to your questions. So please do feel free to ask your question. If there's anything that you would want to ask, just straight away add it in the Q&A. I'll not recommend that you add it in the chat, because that's where there are a lot of chats happening, and your question might get missed out. So if you don't want your question to be missed out, then please do add it in the Q&A. So in the top bar, you'll see a Q&A button. That's where you will be able to add your question. So, all right, now I'll quickly play a short video of introducing Indian Business Portal, and then we'll move ahead and we'll understand how can you create an online store and join Indian Business Portal. So I'll begin the video now.
Did you know that Indian e-commerce exports are expected to grow to $125 billion by 2030? Federation of Indian Export Organizations, in its constant endeavor to help Indian exporters grow, is pleased to introduce an e-commerce marketplace to support our Indian exporters get global visibility. Federation of Indian Export Organizations, in partnership with GlobalLinker, launches Indian Business Portal, an international trade hub for Indian exporters and foreign buyers. Indian Business Portal is focused on promoting exports from all Indian states, showcasing India's strength in wide range of products and services, encouraging virtual meetings between buyers and sellers, providing a trusted network to foreign buyers. Finally, fueling the growth of Indian exporters through e-commerce. Buyers and sellers can trade in 4,500 plus product categories. Special focus on empowering Indian artisans, farmers and producers, dealing in over 370 Indian geographical indication categories. Over 30,000 unique products and services are already listed, and more are getting listed every day. Indian exporters and SMEs can join Indian Business Portal to get a free e-commerce website with international payments and logistics, showcase their products and services in different categories and currencies, accept orders and inquiries from foreign buyers, get support and assistance from Feo and GlobalLinker teams. Join as a seller in 3 easy steps. Visit Indian Business Portal and click on List Products. Verify your importer-exporter code, add business and product details. Activate payments and logistics. Foreign buyers can register too. Find all verified suppliers at one place. Browse from various categories and products. Interact directly with suppliers. Get support and assistance from Feo. Join as a buyer in 3 easy steps. Register yourself as a buyer. Add your business information. Choose categories that you are interested in. Feo will promote the marketplace worldwide to help Indian exporters, SMEs, artisans promote their products and services globally. Come on board and create your business profile today on the Indian Business Portal, www.indianbusinessportal.in. To get started, Feo is inviting more than 5,000 foreign buyers from different countries to register on Indian Business Portal. Join Indian Business Portal. List your products and services now. Register as a seller.
So that was a short video about Indian Business Portal. And now let me quickly take you, or let me quickly show to you how can you join Indian Business Portal. What is the process? So what you are seeing on your screen is Indian Business Portal. The URL is indianbusinessportal.in, and you can open Indian Business Portal. And once it is open, on the top, you can see there's an option called List Products. And now what I'm explaining to you is how can you join Indian Business Portal? What is the process? So here, as an exporter, as an Indian exporter, if you have to join Indian Business Portal, that's where you have to first go to Indian Business Portal. And once while you are here, on the top navigation, you'll see List Products. So this is the option that I'm referring to. So you have to click on that, which will take you to another page. And this is the page. Here you have to type in a mobile number and then click on Get Verification OTP. But before you do that, I'll strongly recommend that you have a video showing here. So just click on it, and it is a detailed video. So it is, I think, about a 21-minute video. You can click here and it will play on the same screen. So it will not take you anywhere else. So it will play right here. So and you'll be able to review and understand this process in detail. And then you can also have this video open on another tab, and you can keep referring to as you're creating your online store. So that will guide you through the eStore creation journey. Now here, coming back to the eStore creation process, how can you do that? So that's where the first step is to enter your mobile number, and it should be a mobile number on which you can receive an OTP. So I'll just quickly enter a mobile number, a hypothetical one, and I'll quickly get an OTP. So for a moment, I'll turn off the screen share because I have to get the OTP, and then I'll resume the screen share. So just for a few seconds, I'm turning off the screen share, and then I'll resume it back. All right, so I have the OTP now. I'll start sharing my screen once again. So I've clicked on Get Verification OTP that you already saw, and then I have received the OTP. So I'm just type the OTP here, and then I have to click on Verify Code, which will take me to the next screen. And this is where our eStore creation journey, your online store creation journey starts. Now here, the first thing that you'll see on the screen is terms of use. And by the way, for everyone's reference, I missed mentioning this earlier. This can be done using any device. So it is not necessary that you need a desktop or you need a laptop to do it. You can even do this using your smartphone. The entire process is device responsive. Any device, using any device, you'll be able to do that. Now, coming back to the eStore creation journey, once you have verified your mobile number, this is the screen that will load up. The very first thing that you'll see on the screen is terms of use. What do you have to do here? Just review it and then click on this button that is I agree. And then with the entire eStore creation journey, the stages in the journey will get revealed. So we are on the stage 1, then we'll move to stage 2, stage 3, and stage 4. So it is a 4-stage journey that we'll go through. All right, what do you have to do in stage 1? Very simple. You have to select a theme, and it is also just click of a button. So just hover on any of the theme that you're liking, and then click on this button that is select theme. I'm referring to this button. So and the theme will get selected. Now, before selecting the theme and moving to the next step, I would like to clarify a few of the questions or queries that I have seen or discussed in my previous sessions from the members. So one of the question, and a common one, is if I, for example, select this theme, which is called Destiny, by the way, if I select this theme, then what if tomorrow I don't like this theme and I have to change this theme? Will I be able to change this theme? Yes, absolutely. I will be able to change this theme. And it is, again, very simple. On click of a button, you'll be able to change from one theme to another. So that's the first common question that I know of. The second one is kind of a myth or kind of a wrong impression that I've seen many members get, that a particular theme is only for one kind of product. So for example, this particular theme, which I am currently hovering on or highlighting, this particular theme, you can see the products highlighted are electronic items. So it does not mean that this theme can only be used for electronic items. The images that you are seeing there, they are only for representation purpose. Or this particular theme, you're seeing cosmetics. So it does not mean that this theme can only be used by members who are selling or retailing cosmetics. No, absolutely not. Any theme can be used by members who are selling any product. So the images that you are seeing there, they are only for example or representation purposes. That's all. All right, so for today's demonstration, we'll select this theme, which is called Destiny. I'll click on select theme, and you can see we have moved to stage 2. And stage 2 is, again, very easy, but I'll explain each element so that it is very clear for you while you're creating your online store. All right, so we are in stage 3, stage 2. You can see that. Now, this particular section or this page is divided into 2 broad sections. One is store information and second is contact information. So first, let's understand about the store information. The first element that you have is store name. What do you have to add here? So here you have to add your business name, or in case you have a brand, so in that case, you can also add a brand name. But for most businesses, it will be their business name. So I'm just adding a hypothetical name, Super Majestic Exports. The second element is store URL. Now, this is an element which gets most amount of questions. So let me first explain what this is, and then I'll answer the commonly asked questions as well. So firstly, let's understand what is a URL. And this is where if you think I'm going very basic, I'm just trying to explain so that everyone can understand. Now, if you have to open Google, what do you have to do? So we have to type google.com. So here you can see in the browser, I have typed google.com. Here you can see I've typed it, and then Google is open. Now, or for opening Indian Business Portal, we are typing indianbusinessportal.in, and that's where we are able to access Indian Business Portal. So URL is something that a person has to type to open a particular website. In your case, what does a person has to type to open your website? That's what we are going to define here. Now here, for example, the name that we are using for today's demonstration is Super Majestic Exports. So Super Majestic Exports.linker.store. You don't have to type .in, and that's the first question. A lot of members ask me this question that if we have our own domain, so for example, my business name is Regal Exports, and I have my own domain, which is regalexports.in, and I want to use that. So can I use that? Should I enter regalexports.in here? So the answer is no, you don't have to enter it here. The URL will be regalexports.linker.store, or in our case that you can see on the screen, it is supermajesticexports.linker.store. But why is it so? Because you're creating your online store and you're creating your website, and that's where while it is in work in progress, you would not want to show it to the people who are visiting your domain. So that's where once your online store is ready, that's where you can showcase it to your customers using your own domain. So what I intend to say is that initially, while you are creating your online store, you'll have to use .linker.store, but later when your store is ready, that's where you can easily take it live on your own domain. So that is possible. Related question which gets also asked is for how long can we use linker.store? Is there a duration, or are there any charges for using linker.store? So there are no charges for using linker.store subdomain, and you can use it for as long as you want. Then we have store currency, and this is where you are defining the default currency in which you will be uploading products. So whether it will be Euro, INR, or USD. So for now, I'll just select INR, and then we have to add a brief description about the business. So this is where I've seen people go to extreme ends. So either they'll not add a lot, they'll add like few words about their business, or they'll add paragraphs and paragraphs about their business. So you don't have to do either of the two. What you have to do is to add about a paragraph. So 4, 5, 6 lines about your business. So in a very condensed form, what your business is. So it's like elevator pitch that you are showing here. So it is displayed on the footer of your online store. And that's the first thing that any person who's visiting your online store will see. So that's a important piece of information. I'll just add a couple of words here. All right, after that, we have to upload the logo and favicon. Process is very simple. You have to just click on the placeholder, and then you'll be able to select the logo. I'll just quickly select it from my device. Just give me a couple of seconds. I think I will have the logo here. Here is the logo. So it is getting uploaded, and then you have fav icon. Let me upload it, and then I'll explain to you what is fav icon. So if we take Google's example, on top of the screen here, you can see G, that is called fav icon. Or if we go to Indian Business Portal, again, you can see there is a image that you can see on the top of the browser. That's called fav icon. You can upload it from here. If you would want to note down the dimensions for fav icons, the recommended dimensions for fav icon are 60 pixel by 60 pixels. So 60 pixel broad and 60 pixel high. After that is social media logo. In case you have a different logo for your social media, then you can obviously upload that from here. Otherwise, you can upload the same logo here. Then you have full name. That's where you have to add your name. I'm just adding a hypothetical name. Then you have the store phone, and this is again, you'll see this is pre-populated based on the number that you had entered earlier, but you might want to change because this can be a number which can be displayed on the front end of your online store. So if you want, you can add a sales number or a help desk number depending on your requirement. Then you have a store admin number. Now this is also a number that gets quite a bit of questions, that what is admin number. So admin number can be your number, or it can be the number of whosoever from your team will be managing the operations of this online store, because any communication that will be coming from let's say a courier company or a payment platform will be redirected to this number. So it can be your number, or it can be the number of your colleague who will be managing the online store. After that is the email ID, and this is where you have to enter your email ID. Again, the point to keep in consideration is that this will be displayed on the front end. So add an email ID where you would want to receive communication from your prospective clients or your customers. So let me just quickly add the email ID. After that is the store address, and let me just quickly add that. So in case your business address is long, you can enter it in 2 lines, and then you have to add city. And this is where all you have to do is to start typing the name. So for example, we want to add Mumbai. So in that case, you have to type Mumbai. And here you can see there's an option, so you can select that. Or for example, if I have to add Noida, so in that case, I can type Noida. And here you can see in the drop down, there are options. So I can select the appropriate option. And after that, I have to add a postal code, which I'm currently adding. And then we have product type. And this is where, again, we get a lot of questions. And I'll explain this with an example. So give me a couple of seconds. And I'm just opening up a store. This is a store that I use for my daily training session. So it is not in a very presentable state, because there's a lot of experimentation that we do in our training sessions. But what I want to explain or show to you are what does checkout and inquiry mean. So I'll open 2 different products. One will be a checkout and one will be an inquiry, so that you can understand how it looks, and in terms of real use case, you can understand. So we'll start from checkout. This is a classic example of a checkout product. Here you can see this product is available in 2 different colors, and then there are different sizes. So if I'm a customer, I'm interested to buy this green color t-shirt in size large. So I can select the appropriate option. I can do an add to cart or buy now, and then I can place an order. So this is a checkout experience. The second experience is the inquiry experience. Hope everything is working fine. I just had a power outage, so I just wanted to ensure everything seems to be working fine. So this is an example of a checkout product. So this is where you can see there are different options which are available. For example, I'm a customer, I'm an international buyer, and I'm interested to buy 500 grams bottles of this pickle, and I'm interested to buy, let's say, 500 units of it. So I can click on send inquiry. This is where I can specify that I'm interested in buying 500 units of this particular product. I can add my details, and then I can send an inquiry, and then the business owner can connect with me. So that's the inquiry experience. Having said that, I also wanted to highlight a very important point, that you can also have both type of products on your online store. This is one store which has an inquiry product as well and a checkout product as well. So if you want, you can have all the products that are in inquiry, or you can have all the products which are in checkout, or you can have both of them. So you can have on the same store, inquiry as well as checkout. All right, so that is where I took a little extra time to explain, but I wanted everyone to understand that very clearly, so that there are no questions. So for today's session, I'll just select checkout, then finally I'll click on I agree, and then we'll click on next, and we'll move to the next stage in the eStore creation journey. All right, so we are in this stage 3, and we are just one stage away from completing the creation of this online store. So let's quickly understand what all is there in this form. It is a very important form. Why so? Because much of this information that you're entering here will also be displayed in the About Us page that you'll have on your online store, plus on Indian Business Portal. So this is something that can significantly impact the kind of impression an international buyer may have about your business, right? So this is where enter as much details as possible. All right. So let's understand what is the first piece of information that we have to provide. So the first one is, are you a Feo member? So you can select yes or no. After that, you have to enter your IEC code. After you have entered the IEC code, you have to click on verify, and that's where the system will verify your IEC code. In case you don't have an IEC code, you can click here. That is, I don't have an IEC code, and then you can proceed ahead. That's what we'll be doing for today's session. Then you have type of business, and this is where from the drop down, you have to select an appropriate option. That is whether it is a sole proprietorship, partnership, limited liability, public limited, etc. So you can select an appropriate option. After that is year of establishment. So when was your business established? You can select an appropriate option. After that, you'll see business operations. And this is where you can see manufacturer, merchant, or service provider. So you can select an appropriate option. One point that I would want to highlight here is that you can select multiple options. So for example, if you are a manufacturer as well as a merchant, so you can select both the options, right? You can see I've selected both of them. After that, you have to specify, are you a MSME or not? So you can select an option as per your requirement. And then you have export turnover, and this is where you have to specify it for last 3 years combined. And from the dropdown, you can select an appropriate value. So depending on your export turnover, you can select an appropriate value. And then you have to specify countries that you have already exported to. So this is where you can see there's a dropdown, and from the dropdown, you can select. So for example, you have exported to United States. So in that case, you can start typing the name and you can select an appropriate option. And you have also exported to UAE and United Kingdom. And you have also exported to, let's say, South Africa. So like this, you'll be able to select the countries where you have already exported to, and then countries where you would like to export to. So that's the second piece of information that you have to provide. The process remains the same. From the dropdown, either you can scroll down and you can select the countries like this, or you can start typing the name. So for example, Australia. So like this, you'll be able to select. Then you have to specify how many number of employees do you have. So from the dropdown, you can select an appropriate value. Then you can add a license and certificate. So this is also very important because this improves or increases what? Your credibility, which is very important in international trade. So that's where click on add licenses. And this is where you can enter certain details like what is the license or standard licensing authority, document number, issuing date, expiry date, if it is not expiring or it is a non-expiring certificate or license, you can select do not expire, and then you can add an image or a PDF, or if it is a URL based certificate like the Feo certificate, so in that case, you can enter the URL here. So that's how you'll be able to add licenses and certificate. Then you have to add advantages of dealing with your company. So your USPs, your strengths, all that can be added and specified here. Again, this is very important because you are trying to create a nice impression in the mind of the foreign buyer who will be looking at your profile. So that's where what all is your USP, as much details that you can add, you should add them here. So I'll just add a couple of words for the benefit of time. After that, you'll see innovation. So if there is anything unique which you have done with your business, or there are USPs of dealing with you, so that's where in the innovation section, you can specify those. Again, for the benefit of time, I'll just add a couple of words here. Then the last element that you'll be seeing on the screen, this is where you have to specify what kind of proposals you are interested in. So whether you'd want to get into an agency request or a distributor request or a contract manufacturing kind of a thing. So depending on what you're interested in, you can specify it here. In case the exact details are not captured on the top option, then you can describe it here as well. So you have an input box, and that's where you should define or describe the kind of proposals that you are interested to get into with your international buyers. All right, so we have added all the details. Now let's quickly click on next, and let's quickly move on to the next stage. That's where we will be uploading one product. A lot of people ask me this interesting question and logical one as well. Here we are uploading one product. What about our other products? What happened to them? So you'll upload them once your store is ready. So while you're creating your online store, you have to just upload one product. All right, so what all do you have to add on the screen? Let me quickly share it with you. This is also the product upload process. So here, the first element that you're seeing on the screen is a GI product. So if you are a GI product seller, then you must click here. And then the moment you'll click here, you'll see these two elements or categories have started appearing here, which is GI product and GI subcategory. And here you have to select a category, for example, let's say handicraft, and then what is a subcategory. So for example, we have Kashmiri walnut wood carving as one of the GI products. So you can select that, but you should have a GI certificate and you have to upload that. Now, having said that, you don't have to upload it for each and every product. So for example, for Kashmiri wooden carving, you have, let's say, 100 products. So you don't have to upload the certificate for each product. You have to just upload them for one time for a category. For this category, which is Kashmir walnut wood carving, you have to just upload it once. So that's how you'll be able to upload GI products. For now, I'll just keep it unchecked, and then you have to select a category. So firstly, you'll have to select a category from here, and then you have to select a subcategory. So let me just quickly select a category. So fashion accessories, and then fashion apparel was the category. My bad, I selected the wrong category, and have to select a women t-shirt as the subcategory. So I'm just uploading a women t-shirt as a product. So like this, you'll be able to select. And there are 4,500 plus categories and subcategories which are mapped here. So it is highly unlikely that your business will not be there in these categories. But still, if you are not able to find, still it is not there in those 4,500 categories and subcategories, still what you can do is you can click on this option, which is can't find my category and subcategory. So you can click on that, and then you can simply enter your category and subcategory name. That's something that you can do for your custom categories, or in case you are not able to find them in the list. For now, I'll just select because I'm able to find the category which I'm interested to list this product. So I'll just select that. Then it is a product name that you have to define. So I'm just adding the product name. After that, you have to add ITC HSN code and on Indian Business Portal, you'll see one of the unique feature is that you can also search by ITC HSN code. And a foreign buyer, if they are searching by ITC HSN code, if you haven't added them, that's where you may miss out on the search. So that's where it is strongly recommended that you add ITC HSN code for your product. Then product type, checkout and inquiry, as I was mentioning earlier, on a product level also you can select whether it will be a checkout product or an inquiry product. Now, as an exporter, you might be more interested in inquiry. So let me just explain. If you're selecting inquiry, then what all you can do. So once you have selected inquiry, you can also decide not to show the price. So if you want to hide the price, and as we saw in that earlier example that we were seeing of the pickle, so price is upon request. So if you want to activate this feature that price is displayed on request, so you can click here, do not show price. And then you also get this feature, which is minimum inquiry quantity. Now, this is something which is developed on request and feedback from the members. And what was happening was many members were getting inquiries below their minimum production capacity. So, for example, you are a manufacturer and your minimum production capacity is 500 units, let's say, and you receive an inquiry for 100 units. That is of no use, and you're spending your time and effort on that. So that's where you can also specify your minimum inquiry quantity, and then a prospective buyer can see that this is the minimum quantity they can supply. All right, so this is about the checkout. Again, for checkout, there's no additional field. You specify the selling price, and discount price can be added at a later stage. A related question is, can we select both of them? Can we select checkout and inquiry? The answer is yes, you can select that. But in that case, what will happen is, here you can see there are two buttons, add to cart and buy now. So in that case, if you're selecting both checkout and inquiry, in that case, this buy now button will get disabled and this send inquiry button will take its place. So that's the difference which will happen if you're selecting both of them. For now, I'll just select checkout, and then you have the summary section. And this is where you don't have to add too much detail in case you're uploading a technical product or you have a lot of information to be shared with your prospective buyer. In that case, you can also use this separate description section. So you can split the description, and here you can add a more concise and condensed form of information. So if I have to show you with an example, so here you can see this is a t-shirt, and I've added a paragraph, and then I've added bullet points about the features, benefits, etc. And additional information can be displayed here, and it is displayed like this in a collapsed form. So that is how you'll be able to add the description. Now here you also get text formatting options, so you'll be able to beautify the description. In addition to that, you also get an option to add a table. You can add an image. You can also add a video. So I'll just add a couple of words here, again, for the benefit of time. Product. All right, underneath that, you'll see stock. That means how many units of this product you have. Threshold is the reorder level. Then you have minimum order quantity. That is how much customer or a prospective should order. So that is something that you can specify whether you'll be interested in accepting small orders. Yes, no, you can select that. Then fulfillment capacity. What is the minimum capacity, or what is the monthly capacity that you have? So that is something that you have to specify. If it is a branded item, you can also add a brand. You can click here and you can add a brand name, and you can upload a brand logo from here. Product labels and tags are used for promotional purposes. And then you have product PDF and file. These are also very important features, because if you are in a technical product space, that's where you may want to share a brochure about this product. So in that case, you can add it from here, or if it is in form of an image, that can also be added from here. Then you have a product description. So this particular section is to be used when you have a fairly large amount of information that you would want to share with your customers. Then you have dimensions and weight. This is typically used to calculate delivery fee in case you desire to calculate it based on the weight of customer's order. It can be added at a later stage as well. Then you have variants. So this is where if your product has variations, for example, if we quickly go back to that t-shirt that we were seeing. So this is where you can see there are two levels of variation. It is available in 5 sizes and 2 colors. So likewise, if your product also has variations, so those can be added from here. So I'll just quickly add a size variant, few size variants here. So I've added the basis of variation, which is size, and then I can add the respective value or corresponding value. So for example, I have a small size. So I've typed small, you can see, and I'm pressing comma, and system has accepted it. medium, and again pressing comma, and a large, and again pressing comma, and system accepts it. This is where all the variants are created. Now, if I had separate images for each of the variant, those can be added from here. For example, you are uploading a stall or a scarf, and they are available in different colors. So in that case, you can upload different images from here, and then you can add a selling price, stock, all those details can be added. Last is the SEO related information. That's where you can add a meta title and meta description. But and this is a very important and critical piece of information that you should add. But what is this? So what is this meta information, and how is it used? So for a quick moment, I'm taking you to Google, and that's where I wanted to show you, and I'm just looking for a brand where I can show or the result. So this where you can see the result is from Metro Shoes, and what you're seeing here in blue color, this is the meta title of the page. This, by the way, is the meta title of the website, but for each page, this is there. And then you have the description, meta description, which is displayed like this here. This serves two broad purposes. First is the search engine, whether it is Google or any other search engine, when they are indexing your website, if you haven't added the meta information, the indexing is not proper, and then obviously the search results are not displayed accordingly. The second is from a international buyer's perspective, or anyone who's looking at the search result on the search engine, for them understanding what it is. So this is where if we read the title, that's where we can understand it's a footwear brand based out of India, and they make stylish shoes at affordable price, and they also make designer shoes. So all that is understandable from the title and description only. So that is why it is so critical. But many of you, while you are uploading your products, will not have this information available with you. Need not worry. You can add it at a later stage. You can add it at in bulk as well. So it can be added at a later stage. Don't worry on that. But please do add this information. This is an important piece of information that you should add, because this can greatly affect the organic traffic or the search traffic that will come to your website. So if someone is searching for your product, the probability whether they'll land on your website or not. So this is the basic bare minimum thing that you should do with respect to search engine optimization. The last step that we have to do here is to upload images, which is again a very simple process. What you have to do is you have to click on the image placeholder. So you can click on anyone. I'll click on this big one that we have here. So I'm clicking here, and then you'll start seeing these two options. So you have to click on this pencil shaped icon, and then image manager will open up. Now you can directly upload images from your device. That's absolutely possible. But I personally recommend use the folders. Otherwise, your image manager starts looking very cluttered, and it becomes difficult to then use the image manager. It becomes very confusing. So let me quickly upload the images from my device. Here are the images. So I'm just selecting them quickly. I've selected all the images, so I'm uploading all of them at once. They're all uploaded. Now I have to do the sorting. So which should be the first one, which should be the second one. So this looks okay to be the first one. Again, now I don't have to re-upload them. I can just now define the sort order, which should be the first, which should be the second, which should be the third. There's a fabric zoom, so I can select it as the fourth image. Two placeholders are blank, so you can upload up to 6 images at once. Now, a very common question that gets asked is what should be the ideal dimension of the images? So it is mentioned here for your reference. So here, just underneath the placeholder, you can see it is 800 pixel by 1000 pixel. So 800 is the width and 1000 pixel is the height of the image. So it is 800 and 1000 like that. So that's the dimension. What about the MB size, the file size of the images? So here you can see 2 MB is mentioned as the maximum size. However, my personal recommendation is whatever is the lowest size that you can achieve without blurring the images. That should be your target. So that is the last step that we have to do. Now, all we have to do is to click on save. and we'll move ahead. There is one a small step that we have to do additionally. So I'll just quickly explain. This is the admin preview, and you'll start seeing these yellow dot. Please don't be worried. These are not displayed to your customers on the front end. You are looking at the store owner's view. That's why you are seeing these yellow dots, and they also have their own purpose. So these yellow dots can be used to modify or customize the color that is there, and also to upload banners. So I'll just quickly demonstrate for the benefit of time. I'll just upload one banner and I'll quickly show it to you. Let me just redo that for everyone's reference. So here you can see there's a yellow dot for this main banner. So I'm clicking on that, and then you can see this pop-up has opened up. Here I have to click on this image placeholder that we are seeing, and then you can see the dimensions of the images. So if you have to get the banners designed, you can note down these dimensions and you can get the banners designed. Now to upload the banner, again, you have to click on the image placeholder, and which will open the image manager. And now I'll use the banners folder, which is already created for our convenience. And then I'll quickly upload the banners from my device. I think I have the banners here. I'll just upload one banner. Now you might be wondering, I'm uploading two images and seeing one banner. So they are one is for desktop and the second one is for mobile. And this is also a very strong personal recommendation. And I've seen a lot of businesses don't do that. We have given provision to upload separate banners for desktop and mobile. So if the person is viewing the device, viewing the website using a desktop or a laptop, this banner is displayed. Whereas if they are viewing it on a smartphone, then this banner is displayed. Now, what is the logic of doing this? One is obviously to optimize the load speed. There's a smaller banner, so it will optimize the load speed. Second is look and feel. You also want to make your website look nice to your buyer or international customer. Otherwise, they'll not have a very pleasing image or impression of your business, right? One more thing, you may want people to land on a particular page when they are clicking on the banner. So in that case, you can just copy the link. I've already done that, and then you can paste it here. Click on apply. The banner will get uploaded. It will take a couple of seconds to get uploaded. The banner is uploaded. Now it's the last step. We have to just click on save, and then we have to click on publish, and we are done. We have created an online store together. So this is how you will be able to create an online store. Now, once your store is created, that's where you have to upload more products onto it. I've already explained. If you want, you can also upload them in bulk using an Excel file. Those options are also there. So once you have uploaded the products, you can get payment and logistic activated. So as soon as your products are uploaded, they'll go for a review. So as soon as your online store is updated, it goes for a review. And that's where if everything is okay, your products will start showing on Indian Business Portal. So that is the process. Now I'll stop sharing the screen so that we can now start answering your questions. I can see already there are a few questions which are there in the Q&A sections. So Malvika and Prateek, if you're okay, we can now have the question answer round.
Absolutely, Adnan. It was a very insightful session. A lot of learnings and a lot of questions were coming in as well. We'll just take them, couple of them one by one. I tried to answer a couple of them on the chat box, but for the benefit of everybody else, the ones on the Q&A section. So the first question is by Mr. Hemang Doshi. There is meta image coming. What is a meta image?
Meta image. Let me start sharing my screen once again. Just give me a few seconds. I can start sharing my screen. I think we have created the store here. I think it is in store settings where you're seeing meta image, right? So meta image, let me try to show you. This is where you can see there's this image, a shoe image that you're seeing here. This is the meta image that you can upload. A lot of businesses upload their own logo. So if you want, you can just upload your business logo here, or a few brands, they use this kind of variant. image
just
here.
wanted to add, if you can just brief about why they should add this meta image, the importance of adding this meta image. I think that would be useful for them.
Right. So, firstly, the most important pieces that you have to add, and I've stressed that earlier as well, is the meta title and description. Keyword is also something that you can add, but these days search engines are very intelligent, so they don't put a lot of emphasis on the keywords, and that's where I recommend people that don't go crazy about keywords. They don't have a lot of emphasis on them. Your content and the quality of your content is a lot more critical here. In the same line, that's where you have meta image. It is used for two purposes. One is obviously you saw it here. The second purpose that meta image serves is while your link is shared on a social platform. For example, Pratik is an international buyer for a reputed organization, and he came across your website, and I am his friend. And he want to share, Adnan, look, there's a wonderful exporter that I've found, and look at their products. And that's where he shares the link via, let's say, WhatsApp. So that's where if a lot of businesses have rectangular logos, and sometimes those logos don't fit in the social media grid. So social media typically has a square grid, a 200 pixel by 200 pixel grid. Now, a lot of times those logos don't fit in. In fact, GlobalLinker's logo also don't fit in. So that's where on social, our meta logo is that circle that you may have seen. So that's where that logo is uploaded and used. So that's where even when your links are getting shared on social platform, whether it is WhatsApp, Facebook, LinkedIn, etc., that's where it will look nice, professional. Your logo or your image will appear properly. So that's a bigger use case. And what I've shown to you on search engine, that is also a use case which you can achieve by uploading your meta image from here.
Right, Adnan. Moving to the next question fairly quickly. There are a couple of questions a lot of users have asked about how does one really connect to foreign buyers through this? Now that we've seen the eStore or the online store journey, how does one actually kind of connect to foreign buyers?
Right. Pradeep, would you like to take this on, and then I can...
Yes, absolutely. I request you if you can just share the screen of Indian Business Portal.
Sure. Hope the screen is visible.
Yes. So here we have everyone see, we have given the option to foreign buyer that they can register as a buyer. So there is a link, the foreign buyer, they can register on this particular link. So we are inviting the foreign buyers. Can you click on that link?
Sure.
Yeah. So any foreign buyer who want to connect with the Indian supplier, he would register that whether he is a buyer, importer, or buying agent. He would provide all his details, and he will get verified by his mobile number, and then only he would be able to contact the Indian suppliers. So right now we are promoting this platform in international market. Our exhibitions we are organizing internationally. I think in last event in Bangladesh, we have promoted this platform. And thanks to Malvika, where we have provided the each store's information on the LED panel in the exhibitions. So any foreign buyer who want to connect, they can simply scan the QR code and they can connect to the Indian supplier. But any foreign buyer who want to connect on this particular platform, first he need to verify, and then only he can schedule the meetings. So once he registered with the platform, I think, can you show the any store, Adnan?
Sure.
Yeah.
So I'll just open.
Yeah.
Apologies, my internet is a little slow at the moment, so it is taking some time. So I'll just quickly go to Varanasi Wooden Lacquer Toys, and I'll try to open one of the store. So this is the exporter.
Yes. Yes. So if I'm interested into buying this product and I want to contact this seller, either I can simply click to the contact seller, or I can click on the request meeting here. Uh, if you click on that, so even again, it's asking me to register for that. If he click on that request meeting, so the foreign buyer can directly having a meeting with the Indian seller. So the foreign buyer, they can share their Zoom link, Google Meet, whatever the platform they want to choose for the meeting with you, they can simply select over here. So right now in first phase, we are just promoting your profiles in the international market, as well as inviting foreign buyer to schedule the meeting with existing supplier on Indian business portal.
Definitely, Prateek. I think one thing that Prateek and Adnan both can't emphasize more is the fact that if all the members really create their online store properly, their digital catalog aesthetically good, then it is a matter of how it gets promoted, and that's a responsibility for Feo. So I think we should leave it at that and kind of make our business more presentable first. Moving to the next suggestion, there are actually two users, Mr. Pradeep, who've suggested if we could arrange a workshop in Amritsar. So I'm just leaving that as a suggestion for you. Yeah, I believe they would want a physical session with Mr. Gaurav Gupta. Moving to the next question, I think Mr. Parth is asking, how does the GlobalLinker algorithm work? Yeah.
Malvika.
Yeah.
So this suggestions come from the Mr. Kapoor. Okay. And I think we had a interaction. I think Adnan had an interaction with Mr. Kapoor on that. But definitely we will organize the physical session over there. We already in a discussion with the Mr. Gaurav Gupta from Amritsar, and soon we will organize a physical session over there.
Amazing, great. So moving to the next question, Mr. Parth is asking, how does the GlobalLinker algorithm really work in terms of ranking companies? Does my company come on top or below? How does that happen?
So with reference to the Indian business portal, we have not set any kind of algorithm at this stage, because a lot of information we are waiting from the existing suppliers. But definitely we would set the algorithm from the angle where the most whoever is a supplier providing the maximum information, he will get the more visibility. Our objective is not to take the money and sponsor some the stores on this particular platform, but we would be able to definitely will provide those stores first visibility who having the maximum certifications, or they are completing their store having a maximum images and pricing details. So the best store, they will get the maximum visibility.
Right, Mr. Pratik. So before we move on to the next question, Adnan, would you want to talk about the giveaway that we spoke about in the initial part?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Malvika. Thanks for reminding. So, as we mentioned, and I'm also repeating it for the reference of everyone, that we are doing a giveaway, and that's where in the chat I'll be adding two links. If you go on to the chat and you add the comments there, then 10 lucky winners will have a exclusive review session with our experts, and that's where we'll guide you in properly setting up your online store so that you can quickly showcase or quickly start showcasing your products on Indian Business Portal. So very quickly, I'll share the links in the chat, and then you can go to those pages and you can start commenting.
That's amazing. So like I mentioned, it's adding a lot of value to your business. So if you do win, basically you will get an exclusive session to review your store along with an in-house expert. So do go ahead and make the most of this opportunity.
Right. I've added the links in the chat for everyone's reference.
Great. So moving to the next question, Mr. Sushant is asking, how will foreign buyers search for linkers.store or my online store? Or will they really only look at Indian Business Portal? Prateek, do you want to kind of answer that?
I think Prateek's mic is muted at the moment. So let me try to start answering this question, and then Prateek can chime in at a later stage. So when it comes to visibility, or even from a international buyer's standpoint, if imagine yourself, you are an international buyer, and that's where you have to look out for an exporter from India. And if you're given an opportunity that you can go to a platform where you can find all the good international buyers, and that's where the government of that country is also saying that these are the good genuine buyers from our country. So obviously from an international buyer's perspective, yes, that will be an important platform, and obviously a higher choice or a better choice that I would do from identifying that. Having said that, I would equally want to emphasize on the fact that it is not just that you have created the store and you have listed your products on Indian Business Portal. That's the end of story. Absolutely not. That is not like that. You can also do a lot of other things to promote. For example, GlobalLinker itself, Feo GlobalLinker, what you are also joining, it is also a community of SMEs from 150 countries. So you can go there, you can post about what products and services you offer. You can connect a network and find more buyers there. In addition to that, the online store that you are creating, you can do a search engine optimization to increase the ranking, and you can run geo-specific search ads. So for example, if I'm an international buyer based out of Europe and I'm looking to buy certain products from India, so you can run specific geotagged ads that if someone is searching from Europe or someone is searching from Italy, that's where my product should be displayed. And that's where those kinds of ads can be run. And that's where you can generate more leads onto your online store. You can do that on social platform as well if you have your customers there. So that is how you can generate leads from the both ends. So what will come from you will be kind of a bonus, and other is your effort that you'll be doing to find more buyers for your business.
Definitely, Adnan. Also, just telling all our members today, there are two aspects, because we have some queries around only the online store. How do I really do SEO on my online store? So one is your online store works independent of also linking to the Indian Business Portal. Indian Business Portal is a way for you to start getting, I would say, discovered in front of foreign buyers. But nevertheless, once your store is created, you should start that journey of allowing your customers to buy online. So you could do SEO activities, digital marketing, social media, all of it on your linker.store or your own domain. And that brings me to the point, there are a couple of questions, Adnan, around the fact that how does one really link our own domain name after the linker store is created?
As you were asking the question, I was almost smiling, because this is one of the standard questions that we get in all our sessions. So not a problem. It is very easy. I'll just share my screen once again, and I'll just show to you how easily it can be done. So we are back on the seller panel. Let me just quickly navigate to the home section, and then I'll show you from where you can do that. So to point your domain and do that once your store is ready. Otherwise, people may look at an incomplete store. You would not want to do that. So that's where in the left navigation, this is where I'm referring to. This is where you can click on store settings, and then you can click on custom domain, which is here. So you have to click on that, and that's where this section will load up. You'll see it is a 5-step process. So firstly, whatever your domain is, for example, abcexports.com, so you have to type it here. After that, if you already have an SSL, you can, well and good, you can proceed to the next step. Otherwise, you can buy it from here. This is where you have to generate a CSR, and then you have to submit the SSL. finally, you have to do two things in the DNS section of your domain. That is, you have to add a record and a CNAME. Altogether, it is a 15 to 20-minute activity, which you can easily do on your own. There's a tutorial video also available on our YouTube channel. So you can go to YouTube and search for GlobalLinker, and that's where you'll be able to find. Other than that, if you don't want to do that, there's a resources section also linked to the seller panel. So here, if you scroll down in the left navigation, you'll see resources. If you click there, it will take you to the resources page. And here you can see the different topics for which you can find the tutorial video. And here you will also have the link to the repository, the video repository that is there. So you can review the tutorial videos, and from here you'll be able to find. So either ways, you can access that from the resources section, or you can straight away go to YouTube, and that's where you'll be able to find. Still, if you have questions, if you are not able to find, so this is where you can see there's a number mentioned. So here you can give a call Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 p.m. That's where you can call, and our team will help you out. So we'll go on a screen share and we'll guide you. So all the options are available for you.
Absolutely, Adnan. Like, we are doing our best in kind of helping you through this journey. So do make the most of that. Moving to the next question, there's a question from Mr. Deepak around that they're exporting electronic components, which is used by various manufacturing organizations, industrial OEMs, but they don't find the appropriate category. So can you kind of suggest how does one go about when the category is not available?
So while I was explaining the product upload process, that's where I mentioned that in case you cannot find the category or it is not listed there, you can just choose that option, can't find category, and you can add your own category. And that's where our team will review it and will map it with the appropriate category on Indian Business Portal. So that's not a problem. If you want, I can just quickly share my screen once again, and I'll quickly show how you have to do that. So I'm navigating to the product section, and here you can see we have add products. So I'm clicking on that, and here you can see the category and subcategory drop down is there. And here you have this option, which is can't find my category. So you can click on that, enter the category here and the subcategory here, and then you can upload the products if you can't find them in the drop down.
Adnan, I think you can also encourage the store holders if they have the HS code of their products. So they also provide that HS code. So even in the backend, it will help us to understand their right category. Also, they will get the more visibility where the foreign buyer will search their store through the ITC HS code.
Right.
So if you look at the, let's say, shirting fabric, or let's say only shirts, so they will get the visibility in chapter number 61 in crocheted shirts, and 62, which is in non-crocheted also. So I think we encourage everyone that they should provide the HS code, maybe at 2-digit, 4-digit, 6-digit. So it will also help us to understand that what is the exact category for that product.
Sure. A very relevant point, and I'll just now you might be wondering where to enter the ITC HSN code. So this is where you can see it is there's an input field for it. So you have to enter it here.
Though it is not mandatory, but we encourage all of you to put your category, HS code over there.
Great. So if there are any further questions, please do mention it in the chat box or in the Q&A section now. One last thing, Adnan, that we already have is from Payal Ghosh. How does one kind of add more categories? They understand how they sell tableware. They want to showcase various things, bowls, plates, trays. How does one really do that?
Right, absolutely. So this is also related to the earlier point. That's where I was explaining that if you want to have your own custom category, that's where just choose that option that can't find my category. And that's where you can add your own custom categories. With respect to showcasing your products on Indian Business Portal, even if you are using custom categories, still they will be displayed. So the operations teams that onboards sellers onto Indian Business Portal, they do a manual matching. If you are selecting the categories from the drop down, that's where a automated matching happens. So which is a system driven process, but still, if you want to use custom categories, you can do that. And I've already shown the process. That's where you have to just select that option that is can't find my category. So for example, they want to add a category called bowls. So they can add that here and then they can upload the products.
Right. Thank you for showing that. There was this question yesterday as well, but nevertheless, let's do that here. If the person is a yoga teacher, how do you suggest the website should look like? Should I sell my yoga sessions or should I make them workshops? How do I really productize my service?
So that really depends on how do you want to conduct your business. So if you're running batches wherein you have batches of individuals, let's say 10, 12 people can join a batch, and that's where you'll be guiding them with respect to the yoga classes. So that's one way of doing that. That's where you're creating batches, and then those batches are for different time frames and different durations, and then people with different kind of experience level with respect to yoga can join those batches. So that's one way of approaching it. Second is a more like a personal trainer approach, right? So that's where they can buy a personal trainer subscription, and that's where every day you'll be guiding them individually for X amount of time. So that can be for 30 minutes or 15 minutes or 1 hour, depending on how do you want to structure. So that's a different approach that you would want to take. But primarily, it depends how you operate your business. So if you're running batches, in that case, obviously it will be a batch kind of a thing or a classes kind of a thing that you'll be creating. Or if you're, or you can have both of them, right? So you can have batches which are operating from this time to this time. So let's say morning 9 to 10, you have batches, and then morning 6 to 9, you have your what do you call personal sessions where you're providing personal training or personal guidance to these members. So you can have both of them. So it is entirely up to you how you'd want to position it. But having said that, from your point of view, what will be more critical is how you are providing the information about the service that you're offering. Because unlike product, a lot of people have their own experiences with the product. So for example, if I'm wanting to buy a t-shirt, so that's where I have reasonable level of kind of clarity with respect to what I am about to buy. With services, a lot of time people don't have. So for example, if I'm a beginner, I may not have any clarity with respect to yoga. I just want to start practicing yoga. I don't know anything. So that's where adding those information, providing those information so that a person who is reviewing that information can understand what it is, what it entails, how can I use this information, how it will be conducted, what will be the duration, and then what will be the fees, etc., etc. So all those details in how you can add those, that will be more critical. And testimonials will be more critical because it's a personal service. So you can, once you are creating your store, if you already have your customers or your members who have used your service, so you can encourage them to come to your store and add testimonials. That will be the second most critical piece of information that you should add.
Thank you, Adnan, on that. Even Payal Ghosh has confirmed that your explanation was very helpful and cleared her doubts. This question was answered earlier, but I think it was not very clear. But Mr. Debraj Paul wants to understand, how does SEO really work on the online store? And since we're running out of time, probably we'll take this as the last question. Please go ahead. Yeah.
All right. So how it works on the online store. So once you have created your online store, by default, what will happen is Google will start indexing it. So once your online store is ready, that's where Google will start indexing it. You can do a manual indexing as well. So there's a platform called Google Search Console where you can link your website, and that's where you'll be able to even do a request for a what do you call custom indexing of your website, and that's where Google will index. Google's crawlers will crawl the database, and they'll index your website. When they are indexing, they are creating a record that this is the website, these are the pages, and this is the kind of information that is available on your website. Now, before that happens, and that's why I was stressing so much on the fact that your meta information becomes very important, because once Google has crawled your website, then that meta update will happen in their next crawl, or whenever you are doing a manual crawl, and sometimes that also takes time. So that's where, while you're setting up your online store, if you can, you should upload the meta information, because for the first time when your website is getting crawled, it will get indexed properly. And that's the basic bare minimum that you can do with respect to search engine optimization. That's where your website will start appearing on the search engine. And in case you want to understand whether your website is not visible or not, so it is very simple. You have to type site and then colon and then your website URL, and that's where it will start appearing on the search engine. So I'm just doing a quick search, and this is where you can see few of the options are appearing for this particular website. So that's how you can also do that. Very simple site colon and followed by URL. You can see which all pages are indexed and how they are appearing. Search console will also give you a lot of visibility onto that. Now that's the first part of it. Then comes your backlinking. You can a lot of backlinking platform. That's where you can go and generate backlinks. But the most important factor these days is the quality of content which is there. So it should not be a duplicate content. A lot of website developers do this activity that they'll just copy paste the content from somewhere and then add it. That will de-rank your website, and that's where it will put your website a lot below. So try to generate a unique content, a genuine content, and there are platforms which are available. That's where you can do a plagiarization check. So you can check online whether your content is unique or not. One such tool that I would want to recommend is Quillbot. I'll just share the URL as well. What happened here? It is. So it's a free tool. This is Quillbot. So you can use their phraser. So in case to improve the English of any of the content that you're generating, I'm just sharing the link in the chat. So you can use this platform. And then they also have a plagiarization checker. You can see it here. So that's where you can input. So for example, you're uploading a product, you're adding a description, and you'd want to check whether there's a plagiarism impact on this content or not. And just simply go there, check it. If it is unique, that's the right type of information that you're uploading. Another miss that a lot of people do is with respect to images. So if I can just quickly for a moment take you to the product edit section. And that's where if you go to the images, this is where you can see this column, which is alt images. This entire column, it is blank. What alt images means is that machines can't see the images, but they need to understand what this image is. How can a search or a machine crawler can understand it is a black colored women t-shirt? So you have to provide the alt image. So basically you are describing what this image is. That is another thing. So other than your meta information that you're adding, you should also add that. And beyond that, it is offline search, which is a little more technical. That is where we recommend that you hire an SEO agency, and that will help you optimize your search engine. With respect to the basic work which you can do DIY, this is available. All the options are available. All the tools are available here on the platform itself. If you want to link up or you want to verify, I'll also show you those options. So, for example, when you're creating your website, you would want to understand how much traffic is coming to your website. So you can link up your Google Analytics, no coding, etc. required. Just sign up, enter the ID here. It will start working. Your tag manager is also entered. You can also link up Google Merchant Center. So here you can see we have Google Shopping. If we go to the top, here we have Google Shopping. So if you want to list your products in Google Shopping, that's where you can use Google Merchant Center. More importantly, from SEO perspective, you have SEO Site Verification. So whenever you'll sign up on Google Search Console, they'll want you to verify your site. Or similarly, if you'll open a Google Facebook business account, that's where they'll also want you to verify your websites, and both can be done from here. So they'll give you a code, enter it here, click on save, and your website will get verified. And then you can start utilizing Google Search Console. So these are a few tips or pieces of information that I wanted to share with you that you can use to optimize the search engine performance of your website.
Thank you, Adnan, on the detailed explanation. And again, Mr. Devraj Paul is acknowledging that for the nicely done explanation. Yes, the session recording will be shared with you if you have registered for this event on GlobalLinker. I have been missing one question for quite some time. Mr. Pratik, if you can answer that. Himanshi Sharma is asking, is the portal really beneficial for buying house or buying agents?
Yeah, so she is, they are basically buying house in India, or they are buying house abroad?
Himanshi, so if you can answer that, because that will kind of change the answer, I believe.
I have seen that question, but I was not sure whether she's asking from the point of view as a foreign buyer or Indian supplier.
Sure. So we can take that question offline, Himanshi, if you can contact us and we'll help you with that. One last question, Adnan. Mr. Kamran asks that he already currently runs a website and he's given the domain URL. Is it possible to link to the Indian business portal, or would I have to create a linker store to link the business?
In order to showcase your products on Indian business portal, you'll have to create an online store on Feo GlobalLinker.
And in order to be on GlobalLinker, you need not kind of do that. That's fine. You can update your profile. So yeah, I think we've answered more or less almost everything, but is there anything else that Adnan you would like to mention to the members, or Mr. Pratik?
So there's only one thing that I would want to mention is that this is a very nice opportunity which is available, and we are all here to help and support you. This session is conducted every Friday at the same time, 4 p.m. We meet. So, and in addition to that, I also run daily classes at 7:30 p.m. We are in process of moving them a little earlier during the day. So from hopefully from the coming week or week after, we'll be having those sessions at 5:30. But these sessions happen every day. So that's where if you have any question, or many of you would want to understand in more detail how to manage your online store, and that's where we conduct those classes on a basis, and on each day there's a particular topic that we kind of drill down in detail. So I'm just going to share the link of those sessions, and the link always remains the same. So you can use the same link to join any of the session. I'm just going to share the link via the chat. So you can, you're most welcome to join the commerce learning sessions that we conduct in the evening. And in addition to that, if you need any help or guidance, please do feel free to connect with us. in case any of you want assisted eStore setup. So we also have a professional team that can help you out in setting up your online store in case you're not comfortable with DIY and you would want to set up, you want professionals to set up a store for you. That option is also available. So in case you're interested to avail that facility, in that case, you already have Malvika's detail, you can reach out to her and yeah, she'll be able to help you with that.
Absolutely. So I think it's been a pretty long session, but definitely worth the time for all of us. We hope that you create your online store and link it to the Indian Business Portal as soon as you can. If there are any questions, you can write or an email to any of the three of us or contact us on call. All the very best, and thank you for joining today. Thank you, Adnan. Thank you, Prateek. Thank you for your valuable time.
Thank you, Malvika. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. It was a nice and wonderful session. Have a wonderful evening ahead. Bye-bye from our side.
Thank you, Adnan.
Thanks. Bye.